Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine and staying home safe. I'm your SST teacher, and the book from which we are going to study is the Nicholas Harsberg New Oxford Social Studies for Pakistan. It's the 4th edition for grade 5. So we are going to start with new unit, and that is unit number 4, history and rights, and our new chapter is chapter number 14, and the name of the chapter is the struggle for independence. That is on page number 114 and work page on 120. So the name of our new chapter is the struggle for independence, and it is from the history section of our book. So you all know what is struggle. Struggle means jadojahad and independence mean freedom. And the first topic name is Europeans and the subcontinent. Okay, who are the Europeans? Europeans are the people who live in Europe, in European countries. And what is the meaning of subcontinent? Subcontinent mean small part of land. Okay. So here they have discussed about 4 centuries: 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, and 19th century. So we will start from the first century, that is 16th century. Okay, the first European visitors to the subcontinent were the Portuguese. Portuguese are the people of Portugal. Traders who arrived here during the 16th century. They landed on the west coast of India and were amazed by what they saw: a land rich in spices, fruits, clothes of different colors and textures, fabulous ornaments. Ornaments means decorations, and jewelry. The local people were friendly and treated the traveler with courtesy and respect. The trader exchanged goods with the local people, and many returned to Europe. The first among the Portuguese was Vasco da Gama, who landed at Calicut on the west coast of India in 1948. Calicut is the name of a place in India, and the picture you are seeing is the picture of Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese traveler. Okay. Then in 16th century, Sir Thomas Roy came as an ambassador of Queen Elizabeth I of England to the court of the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. Ambassador means Safir, and Mughal Emperor means Mughal Badshah, whose name was Jahangir. So on 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth granted a charter to set up the East India Company. Charter means a muahida. This is the picture of Queen Elizabeth I of England, and this is the picture of East India Company. This company was built for trading purpose. Okay, now we will move toward the next century, that is 17th century. In 17th century, many other Europe countries traders also visited subcontinent. For example, the Dutch are the people of Netherlands, French are the people of France, and British, the people of Britain, who settled here and started business with East India Company. Okay, now move towards the next century, that is the 18th century. What happened in 18th century? That you all know that the Mughal emperor was ruling the subcontinent at that time. So in 18th century, the power of Mughal emperor decreased, and the minor rulers, Rajput, Maratha, Sikhs, became troubled, and many Muslim nobles fought among themselves. Rajput, Maratha, and Sikhs are people of different caste living in India and at that time in subcontinent. And Muslim nobles means the people of higher rank, high-born people of Muslim caste. From the middle of 18th century, the British rose to power by defeating the local prince and French king. That was the beginning of 200-year rule of Britain. That was the start of the 200-year rule of British government on subcontinent. Okay. In 19th century, British government took control and started to rule subcontinent. They came as traders to the subcontinent but ended up ruling the whole subcontinent. They introduced their culture, language, politics in the subcontinent. They also did construction here. They built roads and railway, large buildings, but the local people of subcontinent were not happy with the British government. But they had no power to stand against them because the people were not united. Because the people of different, there were in the subcontinent different caste of people were living. For example, Sikh, Marathas, Rajputs, Muslims, Hindus. So they were not united. That's why they couldn't defeat the British government at that time. Okay. The next topic is the War of Independence, जिसको हम जंगे आज़ादी भी बोलते हैं. The British government in the subcontinent had a large army whose officers were British, but soldiers were Hindu and Muslims, Sikhs. The soldiers were given rifles that were greased with pig fat oil, which is called lard, which Muslim soldier objected because lard is prohibited for Muslims. And to the Hindus soldiers, the rifles were greased with cow fat. And you all know that just like for Muslim, lard is forbidden. Similarly, cow fat is forbidden for Hindus. So both soldiers, Hindu and Muslim, started a revolt against the British army. And in 1857, and that war was called the War of Independence. The officers punished them and started a war which is called War of Independence, in which many soldiers were killed. The Mughal king, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was old man and was captured by the British army, and then he was exiled to Rangoon in Myanmar. Myanmar is the name of a country and Rangoon is a name of a place in Myanmar. Because he was old, so he died there and he was also buried there. Then the British appointed viceroys. Okay, who are the viceroys? Viceroys are the person who rule a country in place of a king or queen. After the end of war, British developed subcontinent a lot. They built the largest railway track in India, the telegraph lines, and built many roads, and education on British pattern was introduced. The next topic is the Indian National Congress. Some educated people rightly thought that no progress could be made just by fighting the British. They together in 1885 and started an organization called the Indian National Congress. They felt that by having their own political organization, they could one day rule their country. Day by day, the Indian National Congress became stronger. Every year, they had a big conference where the members made speeches and more people joined this group. Sometimes the British rulers were not pleased with the speeches of the political leaders and arrested them. They went to jail, came out again, and then made more speeches against British rule. The National Congress grew old, became more powerful. The British government had to listen to what was being said by the leaders and hold discussions with them. Then in 1942, the Indian National Congress leader Mohandas Gandhi started a Quit India movement, and the purpose of this Quit India movement was to call for the British to leave India. Quit means to leave. Here is the picture of the Indian National Congress leader Mohandas Gandhi. So this was all about the topics that we discussed today in our new chapter. Okay, now look at the work page on page number 120. Work page exercise A. Write out short answer to the following questions. All the question the blanks are given in your book. You can see the lecture in the book and you can fill those blanks from there. But still, if you cannot find it in the book, you can search it over the internet. So your homework for today is do work page of chapter number 14, exercise A, page number 120 on book. You have to do this exercise on book. So that was all about the today's lecture. Stay home, stay blessed.